Hello, my presentation today is on the phylum Coniferophyta. Coniferophyta are a phylum in the domain Eukarya, the kingdom Plantae, the clade Gymnospermae, and their phylum Coniferophyta. Some shared characteristics with other members of the kingdom Plantae. Coniferophyta are photoautotrophs, which means they make their own food from light energy and inorganic carbon. They are multicellular. Their cells have cell walls made of cellulose. They have an alternation of generations. They have waxy cuticles, which regulate water loss in new arid environments. And they have stomata, which are pores in the waxy cuticles that open and close to regulate the water loss, and their main route for CO2 to get into the leaves. Shared characteristics with vascular plants. Vascular plants all have xylem and phloem that are reinforced by lignin. The xylem transport water and the phloem transport sugars. They all have apical meristems, which are the dividing tissues on the tips of roots and shoots where plant growth is made. And they produce all the plant tissue. They have roots as mineral and water absorbing and anchoring structures. And their diploid phase is longer, larger, and much more complex than that of non-vascular plants. The diploid or sporophyte phase begins after fertilization, and in vascular plants, it is the phase that is longer and where the plant is larger. The haploid gametophase is much smaller and shorter, and that is during the time of when the plant has produced spores. Some shared characteristics with vascular seed plants. So both the clades Gymnospermae and Angiospermae are vascular seed plants, and they share the following characteristics. Heterospore. This means that they have two different types of spores: microspores, or sperm, and megaspores, or eggs. Their sperm distribution is dependent on extracellular factors, meaning that the sperm cells aren't motile. They can't move themselves. They depend on other factors like wind or animals to transport them. And then, of course, production of seeds, which is in the title of their name. Unique characteristics of Coniferophyta. Coniferophyta, or conifers, bear cones. They also have needle-like leaves with thick, waxy cuticles. These needle-like leaves are effective in arid environments for water retention, but they also pose a phylogenetic constraint that doesn't allow evolution towards broader leaves, which would allow for a heightened ability to thrive in more humid or tropical conditions. And then they have winged pollen grains for wind-driven dispersal. So Coniferophyta pollen are in the form of, or sperm are in the form of winged pollen produced by the male cones, and they have little wings on them so that they can be blown by the wind to land on female cones. And here are some references that I used.